Today's adventure is going to be a brunch at Miss Mary Bobo's restaurant here in Lynchburg, followed by a Jack Daniel's distillery tour. So right now we're here a bit early. We're in the downtown square. Got Jack Daniel's stores down here. This is Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniel's Barrel Shop in downtown Lynchburg. Ooh, they actually have some Jack Daniel's whiskey barrel smoking chips. I wonder if they have any pellets for my pellet grill. So as you can see here in the barrel store, got a lot of barrels that have all the Jack Daniel's logos on them. And these particular barrels were in use at one time in the distillery. And they're not inexpensive.
Lots of items made out of Jack Daniel's barrels. And connected to the barrel store is the Jack Daniel's hardware store, which, as you can see here, has a heck of a lot of Jack Daniel's memorabilia. And there's also an upstairs. All right, time to head to brunch. All right, we're heading in to Miss Mary Bobo's. This is a kind of like a bed and breakfast place, if you will. And here's our menu today. We'll go over the list in detail once we actually sit down, but as you can see, there are plenty of options. So it's an all-inclusive cost. I can put the main cost below, but I believe it was just over $35 a person. Looks like as you enter on the left-hand side, there's a little sitting room. Look at that old-fashioned music box. The crank and everything. And a couple of other different rooms that are not going to be in use today. No tourist attraction is complete without a trip through the gift shop. Goats are like potato chips. You can't have just one. So a nice little gift shop here with a bunch of little home style decorations and food, coffee. It's pretty cool. Now these reservations are kind of on big tables, so unless you have a party of 10 or 12, expect to be sat down with other people. So we're going to take a quick look at the Tully room because it is set up, but we are officially in the Jasper room. But again, you'll get an idea of what it looks like. Looks like you're going to have a host that'll be sitting with you to explain the meals and talk about some history. Look at that, it even has a Jack Daniel's family tree over here. Looks like signed from all generations. Oh, and that is the Jasper room. So that's where we will be in just a few moments. Looks like there is an elevator, so it is wheelchair accessible and friendly.
The first room we're going to call is the Jasper dining room. If you're in the Jasper room, you're hosted with Diane after that door. Once again, that is the Jasper dining room.
Jasper dining room.
Hello and welcome to Miss Mary Bobo's. Thank you for coming today. It's an honor to have each and every one of you. I'm Diane. I'm going to be your hostess today. I've lived here in Lynchburg all my life. Okay, we have fried chicken over here. We have, I think this is roast beef.
Roast pork, right?
Roast beef. We have cream style corn, pinto beans. The kraut salad is good with your pinto beans. And there's a green bean casserole. Every day at Bobo's, there's 2 items that we serve. Every day we have these 2 items. Everything else is always different. The 2 items are, one of them is the okra there. The other is the apples. The apples are really, really special because they got Jack Daniel whiskey in them.
Oh yeah.
Some days they pour more than others. Maybe today's our lucky day. There was a little log cabin over here where this White House is, and Mr. Roundtree lived there. And he's the one that built this building here. So when he got it built, 2 sections, he sold it to Dr. Salmon. He had his practice in this building. It was called the Salmon Hotel, and he rented the rest of the rooms out. This is where Miss Mary Bobo comes into the picture. She and Mr. Jack, her husband, came here and helped Dr. Salmon with the building, and they liked it so much they decided they'd like to own it.
Fudge pie. Wow, that looks good too.
Okay, folks, we just finished eating our, I guess, brunch at Miss Mary's Bobo's, and it was a very cool atmosphere because we had a round table in a small room. There was 2 parties in there, sat probably about 10 people, and it was a very cozy atmosphere because we had a round table with a Lazy Susan, and we were able to have a really like a family style unique experience. Basically, we were in the Jasper room, which was the room that Jack Daniels once visited, or frequently visited, I should say, and that's the reason they named it the Jasper room. A lot of Southern cuisine, so it's a cool experience. You should try it.
And that brings today's episode to a close. Make sure to stay tuned for next week for part 2 of our day in Lynchburg, when we actually tour the Jack Daniel's distillery and have a whiskey tasting. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and notify button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it really does help out the channel. And we'll see you next time on the Scenic Route.